So Mike, let's talk about just a few weeks ago. I know Madison received over 11 inches, but there were many areas across the state that received a lot of rain. Fill us in on where some of those heavier rains fell.
Unfortunately, again, it was that same area that had gotten hit back in March and off and on throughout the spring and summer. You know, south central to east central South Dakota and down to the southeast. You look at areas, again, from Charles Mix County up through Mitchell, DeSmet, Brookings, kind of south of that line. Widespread 3 to 6 inches, which is a very good rainfall over a 2-day period, particularly as you get into September. That's getting to be quite an extreme event. But not only do we have the widespread 3 to 6 inches, inside that we had that area kind of focused from Mitchell through Madison to Flandreau area that received 8 to 12 inches of rain over a 2-day period.
Okay, and I know viewers are looking at that map that you had sent that really shows you how much fell. I know the National Weather Service was sending out warnings and alerts to warn people. Do you think people were prepared?
We knew it was going to be a big system. We had been putting out flash flood watches and updating our flood warnings and things for a day or two ahead of that. We had what we considered heavy rainfall. We were looking at 1 to 3 inches. Obviously, we didn't expect it to the front to kind of stall out to where we ended up with 3 to 6 inches over such a large area of the state.
So, Secretary Price, what did you find in terms of, you know, the sandbagging and the work that needed to be done? Were communities ready?
Well, you know, like any small community, when they get these weather systems coming in and advance warning, it's always a good thing. Something happens like that so quickly. I remember we were in Sioux Falls, I think, on that Tuesday, and I heard the weather reports about how that evening we were supposed to get some more rain, but it was going to be north and west of Sioux Falls, but nobody predicted that we were going to get that amount of rain in that period of time. So I think anybody, no matter where you are or how prepared you might be, you get 6, 8, 10, 12 inches of rain over that short period of time, it's going to catch anybody off guard. But like we've seen in the aftermath of all this, and the governor has just been up front, leading this thing from the front. She's visited a lot of communities. I know there's a lot of communities that she would like to visit, but there's a lot of effect across the state.
Right.
But there's just a lot of people that step up to the challenge. We see communities helping other communities when they might not have something going on there. So we were down in Burke after the tornado, and we saw people from Gregory over helping people in Burke through their recovery. We see people from the small towns helping folks out in Madison and vice versa. So, you know, there's just a lot of good work that goes on. A lot of communities bond with each other, and I saw an episode today, I think, on public broadcasting where neighbors help out neighbors. They don't necessarily have to be asked. They don't have to get anything in return. They don't have to be promised anything in the future. They just step up to help when the work needs to get done, and fortunately, that's the state we live in, and it's really good to see when we're going through these unfortunate events like we've seen over the past several months.